Welcome to Rainbow Rundown, where we cover entertainment and news stories from across the LGBT community. Mondays here on the Left of Str8 Network. Enjoy the show.
Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to another Rainbow Rundown. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It is Monday, July 31st. I can't believe we've gone through over halfway through the year so far, going so fast. Hope you guys had a fantastic week last week and looking forward to a great week ahead. This is a Rainbow Rundown every Monday where we talk about the top news and entertainment stories that kind of hit my hot button for the week. So let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? First thing I want to start talking about, Tyler Perry, of course, fantastic actor from Medea, an amazing director, and he's a movie mogul with his own studio down in Atlanta. He has offered a reward for info on a gay man's death that happened in Grenada. He's offering a $100,000 reward to anyone who has information about the killing of a black gay man in Grenada. Perry said Wednesday on Instagram that the man, Josiah Jonte Robinson, 24 years old, was like a son to Perry's friend, Yvette Knowles Shore, and she's a celebrity publicist. So it's just very sad situation. My soul ached as she shared that he was a young, gifted singer who was murdered because he was gay, Perry wrote in the post on Instagram. It included several images of Robinson. My mind immediately went to Matthew Shepard and all the other victims of racist, homophobic, anti Semitic, xenophobic, and senseless violence. Perry did not elaborate on why he thinks Robinson was killed because of his sexuality, but Knowles Shore did not immediately respond to a request for comment either. But Perry has a history of doing very generous things to people for no apparent reason. So this is done just to help out the celebrity publicist, Yvette Knowles Shore. And I had not come across this, so I'm going to study a little more to see what happened. There's not really that much information. But like I said, a killing of anyone is horrific. A young black gay man in the prime at 24 years old, singer, is especially sad. So, Josiah, hopefully we can find some justice with this $100,000 reward from Tyler Perry. So good on Tyler for doing that. Next thing I wanted to talk about, it's not happening just in the US, boys and girls, but in the UK, a Christian painter or remodeler or I guess home decorator refused to paint a room in a gay man's house. He's a painter in London. He allegedly refused to paint a man's home after finding out that he had a same sex partner. The gentleman, Josh, who withheld his last name for privacy, invited the painter into his home to provide a cost estimate for a boring paint job. However, when the painter asked if he had a partner, Josh responded, "Well, yeah, he's at work." The painter took no pictures of the room and just left. Then the painter sent Josh the following text message: "Hi, due to being a practicing Christian, I'm not in a position to offer you my services at this time. I conduct my business according to recommended guidelines at my church." The painter wished Josh the kindest regards and the best of luck in finding a tradesperson to help him with his decorating needs. So, absolutely ridiculous. Comes to mind. I mean, we're still getting news stories about this website designer who didn't want to design a website for a gay couple. That's been shady as heck, as we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks on the Rainbow Rundown. Now it turns out for that one, she did make a wedding website for someone else when she says she doesn't do wedding websites at all. But so this one is particularly disturbing in UK. So Josh, the owner of the home, did respond to the text message, but said he found the message shocking, disgusting, disappointing, and baffling. He also plans on reporting the painter to the local trade standards body. The paint refusal may also have violated the UK's 2010 Equality Act, a law that forbids businesses from refusing goods and services because of another person's sexual orientation or gender identity. So, whereas in the states it's a state by state basis, like the state of Colorado's non discrimination clause is what happened with the baker back in the day and this wedding website developer. In the UK's for the entire UK, they passed in 2010 the Equality Act, which is something we need here in the US, that forbids businesses from refusing goods and services because of anyone's sexual orientation or identity. So, gender identity. So it's not just here in the US, my friends. Very, very sad, but it's happening everywhere. This next one hits a little bit of home to me. An Ohio man has an epic meltdown at Petco over a gender neutral bathroom, of all things. This man visiting a Petco in Ohio with his dog gave an incredible rant when he discovered that the store offered a gender neutral restroom. He shouted at the employees before leaving the store in a rage. It was in the Cleveland area, which is only about an hour away from me. It was captured on video and posted to TikTok and quickly went viral, as it should. It's just the silliest thing. The guy's seen saying, "This is stupid." He shouted, gesturing towards the restroom. People have had enough with that crap, he complained. I don't care what your policy is. The agitated man's small dog appeared distressed by the situation as it pulled in the opposite direction, unclear about what was happening with his owner's rant. The man turned toward the exit, apparently having been asked to leave the store. I hope so. Then stopped and spun around. "Stop with the gender neutral shit," he barked. "Men and women are different." Okay, so the funniest thing I find in all this is that this big burly man with the flag on his shirt and having this conniption fit over gender neutral bathroom is walking around this little tiny pup in a Petco. I mean, the dog couldn't have been more than 40 pounds. And it's like, okay, calm down, Tinkerbell. It's just a freaking bathroom. Get over yourself. The incident, though I did want to talk about, the incident comes shortly after Ohio Republican legislatures introduced a bill banning a transgender bathroom students from using bathrooms and locker rooms that match their gender identity. It's required by House Bill 183 when make schools and colleges must designate separate bathrooms, locker rooms, and shower rooms for male and female students based on their sex assigned at birth, not as they identify. Additionally, the legislation would prevent students assigned at male at birth from accessing the facilities designated for those assigned female at birth and vice versa. Moreover, students of opposite sexes assigned at birth would not share overnight accommodations. So yeah, this has happened in Ohio. I talked about it on I think a Rainbow Rundown a month or so ago, that we have a very Republican legislature here in Ohio. Unfortunately, it's pretty much veto proof and can get through anything they want. The Democrats are very sparsely represented here. But yeah, they put through this gender students from using the bathrooms at all colleges and campuses. It's just ridiculous. And I think it's funny that they added they can't share overnight accommodations. So no co-ed dorm rooms, I guess, but that doesn't happen that much anywhere. But anyway, this guy in Cleveland area, about an hour from me, just has a meltdown of epic proportions over a gender neutral bathroom. I found that was kind of funny since it sits so close to home. I read about it here in my local papers and not just in the international or in the LGBT papers that I see online. This next story makes my heart very happy. Conservatives threatened to hold LGBTQ plus library books hostage, but the plan blew up in their faces. These two ladies, Amy Vance and Martha Martin, checked out nearly all of the LGBTQ plus books from the Rancho, and I don't even know how to pronounce this, Rancho Penasquitos branch of the San Diego Public Library, but they had a nefarious plan in mind. The incompetent duo emailed the administration that they would not return the inappropriate books. The duo thought they had the upper hand and planned to hold the books hostage, but instead their plan backfired spectacularly. They inadvertently raised $45,000 for the library to expand its LGBTQ plus themed programming and materials. I absolutely love this. The manager of the library, Adrian Peterson, told the New York Times that she felt bad that the Pride display wasn't up to par this year because of staff vacations and training. So the library didn't even have a huge Pride display this year, but there was a small one. But the pair opted to subvert the system and was surprised that the display had caused such a uproar. When Peterson shared the woman's email, City Councilor Marnie von Wilpert amplified the news, asking to support the library, and that's where it all went sideways for these two ladies. It's absolutely hilarious. All of a sudden, stacks of Amazon boxes began to pour into the building as people from around the nation replaced the stolen books, including ones that the system didn't even already have. Then thousands of dollars in donations were raised for the library. The city itself pitched in an extra $30,000 to help expand the offerings and programming further for LGBTQ plus issues, including the Drag Queen Story Hour, which has been a particular target, as we know, for right wing prudes. So after public condemnation, what's really hilarious is these two ladies, realizing their plan had backfired, they returned all the books to the library, and they're currently avoiding any media and have no comment on how their plan blew up in their faces. So absolutely love this. They check out all these LGBTQ books. They think they're going to subvert everything, and now there's more books than ever, plus funding for drag story hours. So I just absolutely love, love, love that story. So good. There was actually lots of other news this week. It was a heavy news week, both in um, regular news stories and in entertainment. So I just kind of picked and chose what I thought was interesting to me. If you don't subscribe to any LGBT news magazines or anything, I highly recommend it. Advocate.com does a fantastic job of giving news stories. So does Out Magazine. I get my things from Queerty.com. Pink News Media from the UK is a great source. NBC Out is a great source. So if you're always looking for LGBT news stories like I am to kind of keep in the know, be sure to check out those resources because I think they're really great. All right, let's get into entertainment news, shall we? I'm really excited for this first story. You all know I love little Colton Haynes, especially from Arrow, especially from Teen Wolf. You know, I'm a huge superhero fan, and you know, I like the mysteries and stuff. So, Colton Haynes and James Scully are starring in a new video. They play romantic leads in Tyler Childer's new single, In Your Love. It's set to appear on his upcoming album, Rustin' in the Rain. I think it's very interesting. Tyler Childers, if you're not familiar with him, it's a very straight, very married country artist. He's had like 5 major albums, I think, but he created this music video and song that he is kind of bringing as a love letter to the LGBTQ community. It reminds me very much of a Brokeback Mountain-esque kind of a theme to it. Supposedly, it dropped this past Thursday. It's being touted as the first ever country music video with a gay storyline that's to be released by a major label. Now, you know, I've had lots of gay country artists on the show before in the Left of Str8 Show. I'm very happy for all of them when I have them on. But this is the first one on a mainstream label, supposedly. There's been some mainstream CMT videos out there, but I think this is pretty extraordinary that this is happening. The visual tells the story of a 1950s gay couple portrayed by Haynes and Scully who meet while working in coal miners in Appalachia, which is kind of where I'm area here. Ohio's part of the Appalachia Valley. There's some very emotional lyrics like, it's a long, hard war, but I can grin and bear it because I know what the hell I'm fighting for. The couple refuses to give up on the relationship. There's more lyrics. we were never made to run forever. We're just meant to go long enough to find what we're chasing after. I believe I found it here in your love, the title of the track. So I just think it's a great story, and I'm going to show it here at the end. We got lots of clips I'm actually going to show today. But Colton Haynes praised the visual storytelling, calling it easily one of my favorite projects I've ever been a part of. The video was written and creative directed by Silas House, who is currently serving as poet laureate in Childer's home state of Kentucky. Silas is a gay man who grew up in a rural area, and House knew just how impactful the story would be when he put it together. He says, as a gay teenager who loved country music, I could have never imagined seeing myself in a video. That visibility matters. There have always been LGBTQ people in rural places, and finally we're seeing that portrayed in a country music video. Now, like I said, I take a little issue with that. I've had lots of great country artists on the Left of Str8 Show. I've made some amazing music videos, and I should put some links down to that below. But this is a fairly mainstream. This is the first time it's put out by a straight artist. So, like I said, Tyler Childers he's not a newbie to country music. He's been around 5 albums later, and good on him for putting something out towards the gay community. It's not easy for a straight country artist to do this. I know how hard it is for our gay country artists to do it. So I thought that was a big story. Another kind of feel-good story I saw this week was fans are cheering as a Japanese pop star, and I hope that I can say his name correctly. It's Shinjiro Ate comes out on stage. I was never on my radar before. He's a Japanese pop star. Shinjiro is stood in front of over 2,000 fans this past Wednesday, spoke publicly about the challenge of his life. After spending 2 years performing as part of the hit group AAA, he took some time off to attend school before launching his solo career. After spending 7 years in Los Angeles, where he still lives part-time and in Japan part-time, and seeing how LGBTQ people lived in the United States, Ade opted to live openly back in Japan, a very conservative country where sexual orientation is rarely even discussed. Japan is the only G7 country that has not legalized same-sex marriage, by the way. So I think it's a hugely important story. There's no other attainments of his stature from Japan, especially as popular. I think he has like jillions of YouTube views and lots of people on his social media. Coming out as queer at 34 years old even. He's been in the spotlight since he joined this group AAA when he was 14 years old. He was the youngest member of the group. It was a hugely popular boy band in Japan. And now he has the full support of his family, and even had his mother and a AAA band member come to the big opening of his coming out, where he premiered a brand new video called Into the Light. It's an English language song that's an apparent reference to a decision to come out as a gay man. So I also have the video of that. So I'm going to try to reach out to him and see if I can get him on the show, because I think it's just a very interesting story. Like I said, I was not familiar with him at all, but congratulations on him. It's hard for any. We have just a handful of boy band members that came out. Of course, Lance Bass from NSYNC, and oh God, I can't remember his name, from Backstreet Boys. I'm so sorry. But it's just real important we have out and proud members of very popular bands with young men and young women especially to come out. So let's go ahead and play this video for Into the Light. And like I said, I hope I don't kill his name here, but it's Shinjiro Ate, who just came out this past Wednesday in front of 2,000 fans, and the fans took to it fantastically. So here we go. Let's play it.
I spent so long being these versions of myself. I forgot who I was somebody else. You give me something I've been missing my whole life. I'm coming into the light. There's a part of me thought you'd see. I'm coming into the light from out of the dark. You opened the door so I could open my heart. Now I can't look away from all the beauty we are. I'll leave a trail in the sky like a shooting star. I'm coming into the light. I'm coming into the light. Since I was younger, never felt like I belong. That voice inside my head telling me I was wrong. Now I feel like who I've always been for the first time. I'm coming into the light. There's a part of me I never knew the world would see. I'm coming into the light from out of the dark. You opened the door so I could open my heart. Now I can't look away from all the beauty we are. I'll leave a trail in the sky like a shooting star. I'm coming into the light. I'm coming into the light. Look at me now, look at me now. Look at me now, look at me now. Oh, look at me now, look at me now. Look at me now, look at me now. I'm coming into the night from out of the dark. You opened the door so I could open my heart. Now I can't look away from all the beauty we are. I'll leave a trail in the sky like a shooting star. I'm coming into the light. I'm coming into the light. I'm coming into the light.
There you go. We are back. That was again Shinjiro Ate with his newest single Into the Light. Again, an English language song. He's been primarily a Japanese artist, but he's been living in LA for 7 years. And I just thought it was a beautiful put together video. So I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully we can find him on the show and Left of Str8 Show one of these days coming up. The next story I have for you is also very cool. It's a new video called Poof the Magic Drag Queen. It's taking over the internet. It's from the famous dragapella group, the Kinsey Six. I've talked about the Kinsey Six on Left of Str8 before. I've been trying to have them on the show forever. Hopefully, with the popularity of this, we can get them on the show sometime soon. But if you're not familiar with Kinsey Six, I think they were founded like 30 years ago by friends just seeking an outrageous creative outlet to challenge gender norms. They advocated for the LGBTQ rights at the height of the AIDS crisis. They traveled the world. They're very much a political parody show, but it's a smear campaign against drag and transgender people that intensified over the past couple years. The group's lost lots of bookings, they've been trolled online, and they've really felt the emotional toll. So they decided they're going to fight back a unique way that only they could muster by a magic drag queen. Jeff Manabat, who performs as Trixie and arranged the song's four-part harmony, added, hopefully it reminds everyone that not only are drag queens and other LGBTQ people your fellow humans, but also that contrary to demonizing rhetoric from the opposition, it's people like us that make this world a better place. We've created something that's far more beautiful than our bullies are ugly, he says. And Benjamin Schatz, who wrote the lyrics and is one of the group's co founders, said, because that's what queer folk have long done, taken out our attackers. They take out the ugliness and they transform it into humor, joy, love, and beauty. Schatz performs as Rachel in the group. So, yeah, it's very, I'm going to show the video for you. The lyrics are more than anything else. I mean, the Kinsey Six have been a great parody group forever, but the lyrics are real important. If you love Puff the Magic Dragon as a kid, it's been parodied a lot, obviously, from anywhere from tokers of marijuana to now for the love of drag queens. But let's go ahead and play the Kinsey Six, Poof the Magic Dragon. Love this song.
Poof, the magic drag queen, they, he or she, frolics with your inner child between LGB and T. But some of our neighbors love to hassle poofs. Their words can sting, but healing acts have made our Nancy's tough.
Poof, the magic drag queen, lives proud and free, and helps us all envision our own possibility. Poof, the magic drag queen, lives for you to see. Our peerless, fearless queerness, dear, enriches you and me. Together we can travel on new uncharted trails. Just don't confuse a gentle soul with someone who is frail. Noble queens have power to heal you of your shame. The world is so much richer when we're not all just the same. Poof, the tragic drag queen is what we're told we'll be. We'll be forlorn if we break norms and scorn conformity. Poofs are tragic drag queens, warn society. They shame and shun, but hung their son could be one just like me. Ooh, drag queens shine a light for gentle little boys, whose kindness, joy, and playfulness the world so soon destroys. Some hope our song goes silent, that we will sing no more. But poofs and mighty drag queens will not cease our fearless roar. In a world of sorrow, we spread joy, not pain. With all the world's insanity, a queen can keep you sane. Through cruelty and derision, a poof can still be brave. The world that tries to stop us is the world we're here to save. Poof, the magic drag queen lives in you and me. May we all share our special gifts, so all our souls breathe free. Poof, the magic drag queens create reality to bring the joy and magic that the world can someday be. Someday be.
All right, there you go. Poof the Magic Dragon as sang by the Kinsey Six. Ah, I love those gals. Hopefully, we'll get them on the show sometime soon. All right, last story I'm going to do today because, like I said, there was so much news, it was hard just to pick a few of them. We have the brand new season of Heartstopper coming at the end of this week. If you're not familiar, Heartstopper was hugely popular on Netflix when it came out. The first season of Heartstopper was hugely popular. It's centered on the relationship between Charlie Spring, played by Joe Locke, a lanky queer student attending an all boys school, and the very magnetic Nick Nelson, played by Kit Connor, the captain of the school's rugby team. Charlie endured abuse by his classmates because of his sexuality and emotional turmoil from a closeted boy, Ben, with whom he'd been having sexual relationships that was a secret. Charlie was surprised to find refuge in Nick, who kind of defended him, and was equally shocked to discover his own evolving sexuality. It was one of the biggest hits last year, and it was very, very emotional. It's based on some books by the same name, Heartstopper, and it was just a very sweet story. Well, Heartstopper Season 2 is now coming out this weekend. It revolves around Nick and Charlie some more. They're going to talk about expanding the parts of their desires and pains of a newly minted couple, but it's also going to do a lot about their friends as well. They're going to have different storylines involving all the friends they made in the first season. There'll be milestones like prom and first dates, major exams, first kisses. So lots of stuff will be there. It's also going to have different location. They're taking a class trip to Paris, which is going to add some intrigue to it. But it actually also mirrors Kit Connor's kind of got bullied out of the closet to come out as bisexual. And in this season, he's very reluctant to come out. He's warned about what could happen when he comes out. So that storyline follows the second book. It just happens to be the same as the star, Kit Connor. So if you're a Heartstoppers fan, season 2 comes out this week. And what the heck? Let's play one more clip. 4 clips, 4 stories. Who would have thought? Here we go.
Nick. Hi. Hi.
I have a boyfriend!
Yes, we're all fully aware.
Come on.
I want to tell people. It's hard to find the right time.
Your friend group is so nice. How did you get to know everyone?
I want you to come out when and how you want to.
How is the worst person to have a crush on?
What if you tried actually flirting with him?
My mum's been moaning at me to get a haircut.
Your hair's cute, Mom.
If this doesn't work out, then I lose my best friend in the whole world.
I love you. That's not me asking you to say it back or anything.
Yeah.
Does Charlie know you don't want to come out? I do want to come out.
Is everyone ready for Paris?
I'm jealous of you and Nick in some ways. You talk about your feelings.
I can make sure that Nick doesn't have to deal with what I did. I can protect him. Everything's going to be perfect.
Oh my God.
Do you think anyone will notice?
Oh my God.
I've liked him for so long. Sometimes I think he might like me back.
Even if you make mistakes sometimes, you're a good person who deserves love.
They are going to be a handful today.
You don't have to understand your feelings completely. You don't have to always have figured everything out. You can just feel.
Nick and Charlie! Oh, you're being gay. Good job. Carry on.
All right, that's a wrap on this week's Rainbow Rundown. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We got lots of stuff coming up on the Left of Str8 Network this week. On Tuesday, we have 5 questions with Marin Miller, who voices Nimbus on the very popular video game Destiny 2. And then we also play 5 questions with Michael and Matt from the Who's Your Daddy podcast, very popular social media influencers and travelers. So that's on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I have a brand new debut of mine and Johnny from the Queer Centrics, a new podcast called Bears of a Certain Age. So that's coming out this Wednesday. We're very excited for it, and I hope you'll tune into that. On Thursday, I have great Ohio boys featured when I do 2 interviews, one with Chef Lynn Wheeler and one with Nick Bryan. Chef Lynn started his chef career in New York City and now does his own catering out of Florida. And Nick Bryan owns his own boutique travel agency based out of Columbus, Ohio still. So 2 great interviews on Thursday. And on Friday, I talk with Rufus Valjean, who's one of the co-stars of the brand new series that just came out last week called Patterns, that's on Deku. If you're not watching Deku, you got to subscribe. It's a fantastic gay streaming service out there. So that interview is Friday. Be sure, as always, if you can support us, we appreciate it. If you can be a member over at Patreon, www.patreon.com/Left of Str8. We take memberships of $3, $8, or $13 a month. It helps pay for all of our hosting and everything that we need to make this 5 shows a week happen for you. Big thanks to Mark Schwab, one of our first donators there. We hope the rest of you kind of tune in. Thanks again for listening to us. If you watch on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit the little bell button down there that lets you know whenever a new issue comes out. And we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for listening to Left of Str8 Rainbow Rundown right here on the Left of Str8 Radio Network. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Left of Str8 Show. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast distributor, and please give us a 5-star rating so more listeners can find us. You can follow us on social media, and be sure to check out our website, www.leftofstraightradio.com, for contests and other news and information. See you next week.